Hey everyone, this is Omri. Today I'm going to show you how I'm going to retouch an image of mine to look like this beautiful albino model. Now this photograph was taken by Yulia Tates, photographer. She is an amazing Israeli photographer. I even told her that I'm going to copy the style of, and the softness of her albino series. So I'm going to try and duplicate this style using Photoshop, and I'm going to show you how I'm doing it and try to give you give different tips on how to change skin tones and everything. Now, in this case, this is the image that I picked. That I modified the wig and I did the basic makeup. Now, the one thing that just didn't work right is the focus of my camera. I had to photograph myself, and the focus is a bit off. So I'm going to show you how to make this a bit sharper as well. And I'm not in white, and in this case, I need to be brand brand white. I mean, I need to be very, very, very white. So I'm going to show you how I'm making my brown skin into this translucent, almost white skin, and it's going to be very dramatic. So right now, this is the camera raw. Now there is also, it's kind of new on Photoshop. There is a filter for camera raw. So even if you have like a JPG and not this format, you can still do this. So the first thing I'm going to do is lighten up the image, make it a bit bluer. Now there is this thing, the HSL. Go to the oranges. Orange is usually skin, so I just lighten up the skin, and I need to like look at her. So she's kind of pink, right? So I'm going to take my orange and turn it into red. That is not the one. This is the one. So this it goes here, and now luminescence even lighter, and the saturation I need to kill it. So this is the first step. But the first thing that I did, I actually canceled my skin tone. So now when you look at her and you look at me, we have some kind of similar skin tone. Now I think I can even kill it a bit more, and I want to make the hair lighter. That I'll show you later. I'm going to paint in the eyes and these parts, and to maybe get rid of my hair in my arms and make the whole image a bit slicker, and that I'll show you how I'm doing it and explain to you as I'm doing it. I think that overall it's nice, but let's see like the whole image of Yulia. I think she did it very neutral. You can see here that the gray is really gray. Her hair is very white, and I mean she doesn't have like different tones. Mine is, I don't know, it's a bit green. I don't know. So maybe I need to just go a bit purple. Yeah, a bit purple, and I think I can do the highlights stronger and the whites. I can go with the whites stronger, but the problem is it's not equal throughout the image. I mean this looks burnt. So I think I'm just going to keep the whites as they are in the image, but I am going to kind of get rid of the shadows. It's okay if my features will kind of blend. Her features don't really blend, but I'm going to uh, get rid of the shadows and rebuild them as I'm retouching the image, so it's fine. Right now, the only thing that I want is like the general tones for the image, so I keep like switching back and forth because I still want to only look at that. I think I can get rid of the blacks even more. Like that. I need to color the eyes in anyway, so right now I'm not even looking at the way the eyes got photographed. I think that um I don't know, this part. It's still a bit too white. Maybe I can kill the highlights a bit so it won't be too white. And I can go in with the highlights, but I don't think maybe I'll just do it manually. I mean, the whole thing looks good, but this part is just too white, so I'm going to do it manually. So right now I'm just going to lighten up everything. And I think that right now it looks like I'm swimming in white. So I think it works well. Okay, let's open up the image. I'm going to arrange a new window, and I'm going to arrange and put it like that. This automatically duplicates whatever I'm doing here goes here, and this is my reference. And personally, I like it that she has some kind of skin tone, but that's not really my style. I like to go overboard usually. So that is what I'm going to do now. Now, the first thing that I have to do is to get rid of my dark eyes because they just don't fit. So I'm going to go with color. The first thing I'm going to do is just to color them with this purple-ish pink hue that albinos have. And now I'm going to screen. And just very, very simple right now. Not going to details, not going into, different kind of iris and tones. Just a general idea. Right now, I need the general colors to work well. And I'm going to get rid of this dot. This is totally unnecessary. And I want to get rid of this dark patch. I prefer just to cut this part out of the wig because it looked so bad. I actually preferred it like that, with my natural hair sticking out instead. Now the next thing I want to do, my eyelashes. I put makeup on them so they will look kind of lighter, but they're still very black. Next thing, I tried to merge my lips into my skin as much as I could. So I really painted them on. No, it's too much. It's too much. I need that shadow. Okay, now let's go back. And I want to get some of this yellow-white hue from her hair into this wig. So I'm going to go with overlay, enlarge the brush. Like this is the level of the sketch. It's not even close to the finished product, but I need to see how it works in general before I really start to edit it. Now I'm going to copy and duplicate. I think that my head should be here, and I think that this whole thing at the bottom should be longer. I think that the framing is a bit off, so that is the first thing I'm going to fix. Second thing I'm going to fix is go to Liquify. I'm going to get rid of whatever this is and make this line straight. It should go straight down. It shouldn't have shapes. And this line should be straight as well. And I think I want to make my hand a bit thinner. And make the head just a bit boxed up. Just a bit. Because it looks wig-ish when it's not like that. I'm going to prove that. Now, personally, I don't mind if the background is just one flat color. So I'm just going to get rid of a bit of the shadows from the background, from the fabric that I put. I just put some simple white fabric on the background. I have that in my studio, so I just used it. And just like that. And I think that the basic idea is there more or less. I mean, I have the hair, I have the face, I mean, my hair is still grayish, so maybe I need to go with this white yellow hue that she has and just color the hair. I mean, you can always use color and you can always use hue and stuff like that. But personally, I prefer right now the color. In pictures, you can do localized areas, and paintings, not so much. I think that my hand here is a bit darker than my face, like in way too dark. So I'm going to lighten that up with soft light and like that. And my face is too white actually. I think I need some darkness in it. So I'm going to go with some darker reddish gray, and it's not dark enough to be like that. Yeah, just like that. Only on the further side, just here. Now I think it looks much better. And I'm going to make this area dark as well. A bit darker, because I told you earlier that I'm going to manually fix that. Now, there is this beautiful thing in Photoshop that's called, no, let's save. Please don't crash, don't crash. Okay, didn't crash. Okay, sometimes it does. There is this thing called Advanced Frequency Separation 16-bit. I will give you the link for the site to download this beautiful thing. You just press play, you approve, and it gives you these weird layers that I never use, and it gives you this beautiful layer that actually separates the colors from the sharpness. This is just the sharpness. So what I like to do is just to go to the color. I usually don't mess with the sharpness, usually. I don't really need that. But I go in like that and I just change textures like that. And I can play with it as much as I want. I can get rid of darkness and the colors and the patches and skin color, weird skin colors and weird shadows like this one. I can make it much smaller but not lose the sharpness of the image. Now I know right now the image is a bit blurry, but luckily I only need it for online viewing. I don't really need it to print it out or something like that. This is just, pure fun, not really for anything actually. So it's fine. Now I think I need to. This area should be a bit lighter. Okay, now this is the sharpness that I'll do manually later. Um, let's see. The face is very smooth right now, which is a good thing. And this should be a bit smoother. And I think that this whole fabric here should be almost flat. Just very overly smooth and with less shapes. With something like that. Let's see how it looks like from afar. Yeah, like that. Like very clean looking. So I think that it works very well. Maybe I can merge the hair a bit with the background. No, no, doesn't look good. No, okay, I tried. Okay, now after I smooth everything out, sometimes I do it very just a bit. Sometimes I do it very harshly. I mean, it really depends on the kind of what kind of image I want to do. Right now, I want it to look almost dreamy, almost like a painting. So I don't necessarily want it to look 100% like a picture. I mean, I love Yulia's style, but I still like doing things on my own terms, or however you call it. Now let's flatten this thing. Just do it like that and save. Now let's start to kind of sharpen this thing. I'm going to select the head. This is the most important part. I'm going to do it with 250 feather. And I'm going to go to camera raw filter. This is the filter. And go with clarity. Clarity, what it does, it actually ups the black and white layer of sharpness. I think that's how I define it to myself. So I'm upping this part, and I'm also want to get rid of the actual black parts. So it will be sharp but not black. So now the head is a bit sharper. Now another level that I usually do is just I go to the eyes and the lips and the bottom part of the nose and a bit of hair, like only where I want it to be sharp. I'm going to go with 100 feather with, where is that? Okay, sharpen and sharpen. No, just actually I think regular sharpen. Now from far it can look good, but from no, no, no. I'm just going to go with, again, with camera raw filter. I like camera raw filter. Now, it will look like everything is sharper, but that's not true because it's only the eyes, because that is the only part that is actually saved, selected. So I'm going to go, I think, like that, with less black and a bit stronger. And now I'm going to go to the sharpness tool. No, without it, because it makes everything grainier, much grainier. So the rest of the sharpness that I will create, I'll actually paint in. But this is the quickest way I could show you how to turn my brownish color into something that is albino. Of course, her image is amazing also because she's a very good photographer, and she made the whole images very slick and very professional and beautiful. And she barely used Photoshop. I mean, I think she used like basic Photoshop because when I auto color it, it kind of looks like that. And but I can tell she didn't use a lot of Photoshop if she used Photoshop, because the tone of her face and her tits and everything is just not the same tone. And if I were to retouch it, I would probably get rid of like all the small veins here, and I would have probably cleared a lot of more hairs here. I mean, I would probably make it almost plastic, but that's again because I like things that almost look fake. So now the only after I retouched this image, the skin is kind of clean looking, and there's this thing, spot healing brush. I just clean the dots if like a small dots and small things that I just want to get rid of. After I finish this whole process, I just start to paint in things like the iris. I'm just going to mark the parts that I'm going to paint in. This is also a way that I work. I do like a layer called fix, and then I just take a small brush, 100, and I'm going to paint the eyes in. I'm going to make the eyebrows and the hair not to look gray. It needs to look white like that. I'm going to get rid of this, whatever this is, and I'm going to make this part cleaner. I mean, it looks just dirty. I don't know why, but it doesn't look good. This thing is too dark. Um, Color is off here. I need to get rid of the hair. I need to make this line straight. I need to make this line straight. I need to make this line a bit rounder. I mean, this is fine. This is a finger, but this needs to be as straight and graphic as possible. I need to make, if this goes like that, this needs to go like that. It needs to be cleaner looking. Now, I just noticed that she has a bit of purple here. So maybe I can just hue the image later. So it'll be a bit purple, and maybe then I can up the contrast, and I'll have some more details. Like when I look at it right now, when I take out the eyes, suddenly this looks very, very flat. It looks kind of weird. So maybe I'll just add shadows later in. But I need to get rid of this shadow anyway. I don't like it. I can make this part a bit with shadow. That, yeah, but not this thing. Um, let's see what else. I don't like this part. I don't know what that is. Oh, actually I need it. It's the hand. Let's just delete that. I need that. But I can make this a bit less darker. I can make it just a bit lighter. Um, yeah, but I like it overall. I like it overall. I think I need to make this part darker and then this part lighter. Um, just to give the fabric a bit of volume. Like this part should be darker, but this should be lighter. This should be darker. This should be lighter. Just where it really folds, almost like a sketch. Almost like a pencil sketch. Okay, this is the layer. So now what I'm going to do is actually I'm going to go into each part that I marked right here. I remember what I'm going to do, so I don't really need to write anything. Sometimes I just add like different kind of hues and colors, so I'll know like what needs what if it's complicated. But this is very simple. So I'm going to do this on time lapse, and because if you want to see how I paint and stuff like that, I have so many videos and so many tutorials about how I'm doing that I'm explaining. So I think this is pointless. So I hope that the ending will actually look very nice. I mean, I'm not sure yet because I didn't, and it's not finished. So let's see. Okay. I think it looks good. Eventually, I went with something that's a bit brighter than the original reference because actually, this is my taste. I know that she made it look a bit softer, a bit, a bit darker, and just something around this, but I decided that I prefer that it's very, very bright and I like it. I think it looks cool. I think it's kind of natural. Although although the face is a bit too much, the hands look natural. The hands look like they are actually white. The face looks like that because I had to repaint some parts so it will be sharper, like the eyebrows and parts of the eyes. But this part just didn't photograph well, so this kind of looks flat. So I tried to give it with less shadows and stuff like that. But I'm happy with it, and I hope that you learned some tricks from this small process. It took me about an hour and 15 minutes, and it was a lot of fun. Bye bye.